New laws to protect the environment. 1984, there were very few laws protecting the environment in India, and there was hardly any enforcement of these laws. The environment was treated as a free entity, and any industry could pollute the air and water without any restrictions. Whether it was our rivers, air, groundwater, the environment was being polluted and the health of people disregarded. Thus, not only was UC a beneficiary of lower safety standards, it didn't have to spend any money to clean up the pollution. In the USA, this is necessary part of the production process. The Bhopal disaster brought the issue of environment to the forceful forefront. Several thousands of persons who were not associated with the factory in any way were greatly affected because of the poisonous gas leaked from the plant. This made people realize that the existing laws through weak only covered the individual worker and not persons who might be injured due to industrial accident. In response to this pressure from environmental activities and other in the years following the Bhopal gas tragedy, the Indian government introduced new laws on the environment. Henceforth, the polluter was to be held accountable for the damage done to environment. The environment is something that people over generations will share, and it could not be destroyed merely for industrial development. The courts also gave a number of judgments upholding the right to a healthy environment as intrinsic to the fundamental right to life. In Subhas Kumar versus State of Bihar, 1991, the Supreme Court held the right to life is fundamental right under environment as a public facility. In recent years, while the courts have come out with strong orders on environmental issues, these have sometimes affected people's livelihoods adversely. For instance, the courts directed industries in the residential area in Delhi to close down or shift of the city out of the city. Several of these industries were polluting the neighborhood, and discharge from these industries was polluting the river Yamuna because they had been set up without following the rules. But while the court's action solved one problem, it created another because of the closure. Many workers lost their jobs. Others were forced to go to far away places where these factories had relocated, and same problem now began to come up in these areas. For now, these places became polluted, and the issue of the safety condition of workers remained unaddressed. Recent research on environmental issues of India has been highlighted the fact that the growing concern for the environmental among the middle class is often at the expense of the poor. So, for example, slums need to be cleaned as part of cities' beautification drive, or as in the case above, a polluting factory is moved to the outskirts of the city. And while this awareness of the need for clean environment is increasing, there is little concern for the safety of the workers themselves. The challenge is to look for solutions where everyone can benefit from a clean environment. One way this can be done is gradually move to cleaner technologies and processes in factories. The government has to encourage and support factories to do this. It will need to find those who pollute. This will ensure that the workers' livelihood are protected and both workers and communities living around the factories enjoy a safe environment. Look at the picture. Workers outside closed factories thrown out of work. Many of the workers end up as small traders or daily wages laborers. Some might find work in even smaller production unit where the conditions to work are even more exploitative and the enforcement of laws weaker. Advanced countries are locating toxic and hazardous industries to developing countries to take advantage of weaker laws in their countries and keep their own countries safe. South Asian countries, particularly India, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, plays host for industries producing pesticides, uh, asbestos, or processing zincs and lead. Shipbreaking is another hazardous industry that is growing rapidly in South Asia. Old ships no longer in use are sent to shipyard in Bangladesh and India for scrapping. These ships contain potentially dangerous and harmful substances. This photo shows workers breaking down a ship in Alang, Gujarat. Conclusion: laws are necessary in many situations, whether this be the market, office, or factory, so as to protect people from unfair practices. Private companies, contractors, business persons, in order to make higher profits, resorts to unfair practices such as paying workers low wages, employing children for work, ignoring the condition of work, ignoring the damage of the environment, and hence to the people in the neighborhood, etc. A major role of government, therefore, is to control the activities of private companies by making, enforcing, and upholding laws so as to prevent unfair practices and ensure social justice. This means that the government has to make appropriate laws and also has to enforce the laws. Laws that are weak and poorly enforced can cause serious harm, as the Bhopal gas tragedy showed. While the government has a leading role in the respect people have published a cause, pushed a public cause, and courts have upheld the right to healthy environment and intrinsic to the right to life. In this chapter, we have argued that people uh, now must demand this facility of healthy environment be extended to all. Likewise, workers' rights, right to work, right to fair wages, and decent work conditions is an area where the situation is still unfair. People must demand stronger laws protecting workers' interests so that the right to life is achieved for all. Exercises: glossary, consumer, producer, investment, workers, unions. The Constitution as living idol.